everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I'd like to welcome Reverend Burnett, Cathy Richman, and I'm Kathy Cronin, and I will lead our topic. But before I do this, let's take a moment so we can get centered and get into the present moment and allow ourselves to be open to spirit. So if it helps, close your eyes so that you can close the outside world around you, and then focus on your breathing so that you can slow that down, clear your mind. And that what helps is by taking a deep breath in through, into your lungs, filling those up, filling them all the way down to the tips of your toes. That breath coming in is the spirit of life flowing into your body. And as you exhale, you can feel all the tension that you may feel in your shoulders and back and just everywhere along the way. You are exhaling all that you don't need to have with you right now. And so let's take a few more moments of deep breathing to get centered, to be focused, to be in the moment, and to feel the spirit surrounding you and enfolded into you. And with this we say, Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for your many blessings, for giving us this opportunity to come together, to share this wisdom, to be able to open our hearts and our minds and to the guidance and wisdom that we know is always there at our fingertips if we ask for it. And we pray that you will bless those who may be struggling with things in their lives, that they can find peace and they can find that they are whole and complete with your love, with eternally blessing them. And with this, we say, Amen. So today, I'm doing the topic about mastering the art of getting along. And this is from the Unity Booklet, Turn on the Light. And it's a lot of the wisdom of Eric Butterworth that was written. And Reverend Teresa Burton, who is the editor of the Daily Word, wrote this article, and I want to share what her thoughts that she put out there was. So, and it's very short, so I will read what she had written. Many of us remember the world 40 or so years ago as kinder and simpler. We may feel nostalgic for a time when the world wasn't beset by so many crises, when people were more patient and understanding, when our divisions weren't so divine and divisive. When Eric Butterworth wrote about the art of getting along in the early 1980s, the world's circumstances were indeed different. It might be tempting to read his thoughts on the art of getting along and think, sure, that made sense then, but not any longer. The idea that turning up our inner light, aligning our thoughts with divine mind, and living in the flow of light in love can be an antidote to conflict and hostility may seem quaint, even naive. These days, getting along with others may feel like a faraway dream. Division, polarization, and conflict seem to permeate almost every aspect of modern life. Recent news reports of a loneliness epidemic caused by our estrangement from one another warn of prolonged emotional distress and physical illness. All these things combined may lead us to wonder whether harmony and cooperation will always elude us. We are hardwired for connection and togetherness. It's not only beneficial, but crucial to our individual and collective well-being. For our health and our survival, we must learn and master the art of getting along. Butterworth correctly notes that to get along with others, we must begin with ourselves. He reminds us life is lived from within out. And regardless of circumstances, we have the power and responsibility to get in the flow of life and love. It's tempting to think the opposite, that to be in the flow of life and love and to master the art of getting along, we should seek people and circumstances favorable to friendship and love. Butterworth reminds us that the key to getting along, to living harmoniously, is not found in others. It is found within each of us. No matter where you are or what your life is showing you, the one thing your relationships and circumstances have in common is you. Take a moment and let that resonate. And I will repeat that. The one thing your relationships and circumstances have in common is you. If you find yourself at odds with others, if you find yourself pushing or resisting instead of flowing with your life's conditions, it's not time to bemoan your bad luck or blame others. Instead, it is time to look within yourself gently and lovingly and discover your divine gifts of love and peace. If you find blocks to the expression of these gifts, fear, unforgiveness, anger, you have the power to transform your darkness to light through spiritual practice, such as prayer, meditation, and the use of denials and affirmations. Through these practices, you will cleanse yourself of negative, constricting thoughts and feelings until you feel positive, life-affirming energy fill your consciousness. It will then become natural for you to turn on the light within you and keep it on. Your spiritual practices will help you keep turning the light up even when the world feels increasingly dark. As you master the art of getting along, you will move beyond praying for God's help to discovering the power of being the heart and hands of God in the world. You will know with understanding faith there is an inexhaustible wellspring of love and wisdom within you, and you need not search for it in others. You will instead go forth in serenity and confidence, knowing others can find it within you. So I think that many of us are experiencing this change in our environment and how things just seem much more separated, and that we are just so divided. I mean, I know personally within family dynamics that, daughter is not talking to father because of their political viewpoints are different, and families that have separated over that. And there's lost touch with, that we're all united as family and we're all one. And there's so much that we look at the difference, how different they are from us, than seeing that they're really a child of God. And I have to remind myself of that often, is that the person that I may be seeing as, an enemy or someone that I don't get along with or I can't see eye to eye with, I take a moment and go within myself and I sort of see them as where they're at in their life, what's going on for them. And it may be different than what I see, but I can still love them and respect them as that child of God that they are. And it's sort of just like the fact that I know from within, it's up to me to make those decisions, to feel like I want to get along with this person because I like the person and I choose to see the difference within it, but still love them for that. Or I choose to say, maybe this isn't the best dynamics of a relationship and it's time to, clear the clutter and remove myself out of that relationship, but still being whole and complete within myself. So I like the fact that it's like wherever we go, we take, me with me. Whoever I'm interacting with, I'm the center focus. So if I see these dynamics and relationships reoccurring, then it's the central part of it is myself, and it is a matter of what the core of me is doing and how I'm interacting. So that's when I call upon God to say, show me the way, light the light for me, and let myself come forward. So I want to open this to the panel to share what they may have, their thoughts on this.
Well, I'll share. I actually jotted down some notes because there was so much rich material that you shared. I like the way you started, said 40 years ago, people seemed kinder. They seemed more patient and understanding. And Eric Butterworth wrote in the 80s that it was like that, but it's not like that anymore. And now it's a faraway dream. And loneliness is really become a problem. And I think particularly when we went through the COVID crisis, loneliness set in for so many people where they just weren't connecting. And we're hardwired, as he said in the book, for togetherness. We're hardwired to be together and to have friends and family around us. But it's got to begin within ourselves. Can't look out there for it. It's within ourselves. And you said if we're at odds with others, it's not time to blame others. It's time to look within and find love and peace. And I was trying to think if I had anybody currently in my life that I was blaming. And I can't say that I do, but I can say that from my childhood, I have had a tendency to hold on to the pain from that I went through from my stepmother. And I learned to just let that go. I learned to find the light in there, see that what she must have come through, she was simply acting out what she had been through. And when I was able to do that, I just felt, when I think of her now, I don't get all angry. I think of this sense of peace. And I think of the wonderful things that she did do for me, the things that she taught me. She taught me how to sew. She taught me how to knit and crochet and do my hair and all these wonderful things. And so that's where I go. And I think that for me, that's how I related to this particular topic is, if you're going to get along, it's got to start from within. You can't look for it out there. It's got to begin inside. So thank you, Kathy. I think that was really a good topic, and it gives us all something to really reflect on and see how we can use that in our life. So thank you.
I relate to just about every word that you said in this, Kathy, and you too, Kathy. I really appreciate the article and your share. One of the things I heard you say, Kathy Cronin, was that kind of wherever you go, there you are. You know, you take yourself and your issues into every single situation and every single relationship. My mother used to say, and I'll say this twice because it's provocative, whenever everyone is anything, it's always you. And I'll say that again. Whenever everyone is anything, it's always you. And that's just exactly what you were saying. You're the common denominator. So if you go out into the world and everybody is driving like an idiot, or everybody is saying the wrong thing and just really getting under your nerves, no, it's you. You're the common denominator. Everyone isn't ever anything. They're not, but you're the common denominator. I try and remember that all the time. If there is, and there is, the whole time you're talking, I'm going, yeah, yeah. If there is a person in my life that consistently brings up feelings and thoughts that I'm not proud of, that I don't want to feel or think, it helps me to think back, when have I felt this way before? And that will usually give me a good clue as to who that person reminds me of. And once I have that, I see very clearly that this is another opportunity for me to learn to deal with whatever the issue is. And I'll give you an example. I am working with a woman who will look me straight in the eye and lie to me. And I know full well she's lying. She looks me straight in the eye and she lies. And I'll tell her, I know that's not what happened. And she'll do it again. My mom used to do that to me. And boy, what a way to get my goat. And every time it happens, I ask myself, why am I expecting this woman to be somebody that she isn't? She's shown me who she is. I know she does this. Why do I keep expecting her to live up to my standards? She's not here to please me. What is it in me that keeps me from accepting her as she is, seeing the path that she's on, and releasing her to God in joy and light and love, which is where I like to be. Having moved to the Bible Belt, I am frequently with people who not necessarily believe differently than I do, but they express their beliefs differently than I do. And learning to listen past the words they say into their heart and feelings has been an evolution for me. I don't always agree with the words that you chose, but if I can get past my own judgment and my own whatever I'm carrying about those words and hear what you have to say, it really helps me to get along with different people. For example, if somebody were to say, well, you're going to hell for that, you're going to hell, that's what's going to happen. If what I hear is, I'm really worried that you're making a mistake that's going to step between you and your higher power, it changes everything. And seriously, that's what they're saying. They're just using different language. So I am really immersed in the art of just getting along. It's something that is near and dear to my heart, and I am always looking for tips to improve. So thank you, Kathy Cronin and Cathy Richman, for helping me learn.
Well, thank you, Reverend Linda, and thank you, Kathy. And I had this thought as both of you were talking, and it's sort of the mastering of the art of getting along. And sometimes we get along because we give up ourselves. You know, we keep our mouths shut. We don't choose to speak our truth. We allow the other person to either bully us or basically dominate us. And so there's a fine line in that getting along is, if you're totally surrendering yourself to this other person just to get along, then you've lost you. And that's where it comes out, as you take you wherever you go. And if you keep finding yourself in relationship after relationships that you have, where you just, you keep your mouth shut and you just to get along, and you allow them to dominate and control your life, then you've surrendered you. And that's the point too, is looking within to call up that inner strength within yourself, to call up that divine, to also say, I do have a right to speak my truth, to be my truth. And, I want to get along with you, but this is what's true for me. And I think that's another aspect of looking at this is, if you are just giving away any of your power or any part of who you are to someone else just so you can get along, then you lose you in the process. And that's not God's intention for us, is that we need to pull on that divine within us to stand up for our rights too. So those are sort of something I added, and I don't know if anyone in the panel wants to add something on to that. I'll open up to them, but that was just sort of what I was thinking, is sometimes people just get along by just keeping their mouth shut. And my husband also often says, because he drives bus, and the customers, the saying customers are always right. And he says, sometimes I just have to shut my mouth and just drive the bus. And well, sometimes in a job, that's what you have to do, but a truly dynamic relationship is give and take. And those are the things. And if you're finding that you're totally, to get along, you're giving yourself up, maybe that's not a healthy relationship to stay in, and time to move on to finding what is good for you. So if there's nothing else to be added, I will close this for us, and we look forward to any comments that people want to share on how, this has been helpful for them, or their thoughts on, getting along, what they do. If you liked it, please give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet to the site, please do, because then you can receive notification when we do post. And we're always open to new people joining our panel to come with your thoughts and your ideas that you want to share, or even if there's something, that topic you want to have us share with you. Please let us know. We are here to serve, and this is our purpose, is reaching out to those, and share this with other people that you think this person might benefit from hearing this. So I will let you go, and we'll say goodbye until the next time you join us. And may you be blessed and abundantly, find yourself and be in a loving relationship within yourself. And have a great day. Bye.
Thank you for joining us, and let's stay connected and grow in spirit. We are on Facebook. Search for Unity Church of El Cajon and follow us and like our posts. You can reach us on YouTube at Unity Church of El Cajon. Please subscribe to our channel, watch our videos, and leave comments, which can help us improve. We are on the web at unityofelcajon.org. Email or call our church office to receive our weekly newsletters, which lists all of our activities and opportunities to learn and grow together.